For battery, domestic violence.
Put your hands behind your back.
You got handcuffs?
According to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner, Davis was taken into custody after an impromptu hearing and will now finish his 3-month sentence in jail. WJZ is working to confirm why his sentencing has...
It was yet another setback for Gervonta Davis after he suddenly collapsed in court following a new penalty for another violation. A Baltimore court handled his case, charging the boxing champion with 2 separate offenses. The first was tied to his past hit-and-run incident from years ago. Shockingly, Davis had been reckless in following his punishment, putting him at risk of facing another sentence.
Gervonta Davis, Mr. That's it. We finally got you up here.
Yes, Judge. Thank you very much.
No problem.
However, it was Davis's sudden collapse in court that made the judge take his situation into account. Along with his past case, he's also facing bribery allegations after a leaked recording revealed a conversation between him and referee Steve Willis during his last fight. While there were heated debates, evidence suggested something questionable had happened. However, his lawyer argued that the New York State Athletic Commission had already dismissed the case, making it irrelevant. As a result, the controversy surrounding the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight continues.
Hey,
Davis put his WBA lightweight title on the line at the Barclays Center in New York on March 1st in what many fans expected to be an easy title defense. However, the fight didn't go as planned, with Roach performing well throughout and creating controversy in the 9th round. Davis voluntarily took a knee and stepped back to his corner. While the referee started counting, he suddenly stopped and didn't rule it a knockdown. Davis later claimed he had grease in his eye. The fight ended in a majority draw, with the judges scoring it 115-113 for Davis and 114-114 twice. If Roach had been awarded a 10-8 round in the 9th, he would have won the WBA lightweight title.
Sticking with Tank did that when he took the knee. What you sticking when he took the knee?
I can't speak on that.
Can't speak on that?
Yes.
He did some bullshit though?
I can't speak on that.
No personal opinion, nothing?
Can't. Especially you.
It has now been revealed what Roach said to the referee during that controversial moment, making his stance clear. He repeatedly urged, "Keep counting, keep counting." Roach later explained what was going through his mind at the time. The referee started counting, but then I saw Davis get up and walk to a corner. That's when I got confused. I was focused on the ref counting, but when I looked at Davis in the corner, I was like, what is going on? But I wanted it to be ruled a knockdown because it should have been. I even asked the referee, why did you stop counting?
You guys calm down. Hey, come on now. He's trying to get it.
Roach's team filed an official appeal to overturn the verdict, but the New York State Athletic Commission ruled that the result would stand. However, Lamont Roach Jr.'s confidence is at an all-time high. You'd think after the commission rejected his appeal, he'd take a step back, but nope. He's still going after Tank every chance he gets. The frustration is understandable, but at this point, both sides want a rematch. So why not just sign the contract and settle it in the ring? Well, it looks like there's still some trash talk that needs to happen before that becomes official.
Davis.
And, Your Honor, Mr. Hassett and I, assuming the court finds probable cause, we have an agreement.
Good morning, Judge Kenneth Hassan.
It's no longer just about the fight. A few days ago, Lamont Roach Jr. got into an online back and forth with boxer Lorenzo Simpson, who defended Gervonta Davis and claimed Tank would knock Roach out in a rematch. Instead of brushing it off, Roach decided to flex his bankroll, throwing down a $250K bet and saying, "Yay, 250K. Just like I bet your role model. If you can show it to me, we good money, little guy." He's clearly feeling confident, but now he's taken things even further. Just hours ago, he casually threatened Davis in an Instagram post, which was later highlighted by Ring Magazine.
Money off of niggas and not wishing, not paying. Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas is crazy. So we elsewhere with that shit.
Lamont Roach Jr. hinted at a rematch with Gervonta Davis in an Instagram post today. In the caption, the 25-1 boxer wrote, "I proved I'm a pound-for-pound talent against a generational star in this sport. I was born a star, but on March 1st, the world finally had me under the microscope. I can't wait to run it back and put on another show. So why does Roach believe he belongs among the best? Well, for starters, fans still remember that controversial 9th round moment when Davis took a knee. Tank insists it wasn't from a punch, but a mix of hair grease and sweat that got in his eye. Some people accepted that explanation, but many gave Roach credit for the non-knockdown that could have changed the fight.
Just off the top, man, I was, a little disappointed. Just for the sake of boxing itself, and obviously my result for the fight. I think.
But is that one moment enough for Roach to believe he's better than Davis? Probably not. Another reason his confidence is through the roof could be the latest Ring Magazine pound-for-pound rankings. Devin Haney took Davis's spot, and ESPN now ranks Roach number 6 in the 135 LB division. That kind of recognition can definitely boost a fighter's ego. As for Gervonta Davis, what's he doing about all this? Yes and no. He originally said he wanted the rematch by the end of May, but since then he's gone completely silent. That's unusual for Tank, who's normally quick with the trash talk.
Like, the key that they pointed out the things that were actually done wrong, and there's still no movement to overturn the fight. Just really saddened me a little bit. But I wasn't too hung on.
If this rematch happens, and Roach's promoter Gary Jonas insists it will, it could finally deliver the fireworks fans expected the first time. But the real question is Tank planning a strong comeback, or is he eyeing the exit? Gervonta Davis has already hinted that he has only 3 or 4 fights left before retiring. And let's be real, if he's nearing the end of his career, he's going to chase the biggest payday possible. Now think about it. Does a rematch with a relatively unknown name like Lamont Roach Jr. bring in the kind of money he's looking for? Or would he cash in much more by securing fights against bigger names like Shakur Stevenson?
The decision of the New York State Athletic Commission, I kind of accepted my fate just a little bit. I had a lot of hope, though. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of hope, but
interestingly, Tank initially brushed off the New York native, saying he hadn't accomplished enough in boxing. But during a recent chat with NBA analyst Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, he seemed more open to the idea. As for a rematch with Ryan Garcia, it would bring in big money, but it's not happening anytime soon. First, Garcia needs to get past Raleigh. Romero on May 2nd. If he wins, he's got Devin Haney lined up, assuming Haney beats Jose Carlos Ramirez that same night. So Tank versus Garcia 2 is possible, but it won't be happening right away. And with Roach constantly calling him out, Tank might not have much time to wait, especially after dealing with legal issues.
In my view, that I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just.
On Wednesday, a Baltimore judge decided not to sentence WBA lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis to jail after he admitted to violating his probation for a hit and run that injured 4 people, including a pregnant woman. Instead, Circuit Judge Aaliyah M. Handy extended his probation by 18 months and ordered him to donate $1,000 to the Community Assistance Network. Davis, now 30 and living in Parkland, Florida, admitted to leaving the state without permission. His probation agent in Maryland spotted him having dinner on January 22nd at Proper Cuisine, located in downtown Baltimore, less than half a mile from the city's courthouses. Judge Handy noted that Davis's Florida probation officer had been lenient, even granting him travel passes for 2 trips to the U.S. Virgin Islands.
We elsewhere with that shit, and niggas dicking like they start, like, come on. When I start wearing chrome heavy and showing shit off, and that's when niggas start wearing.
Judge Handy also mentioned that she had approved Davis to attend the 2024 Paris Olympic Games to support and advise Team USA Boxing. However, she denied his request to travel to Japan for his 30th birthday. At the hearing, Handy expressed doubts about whether more jail time would serve any purpose. "I don't like sending anyone to jail, sir. I really don't," she told Davis. "But you need to wake up, please." She later added, "I don't ever want to see you in court again." Davis had previously been sentenced to 90 days of home detention for the 2020 hit-and-run incident.
The home detention, people, I listened to everybody to the T. She's mad that I bought a property, that's why I'm sitting in jail.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis pleaded guilty in a hit-and-run case, adding another chapter to his ongoing legal troubles. The West Baltimore native, who holds an impressive 30-1 record, recently retained his title after a majority draw against Lamont Roach. Davis admitted guilt in 2023 at the Baltimore Circuit Court to 4 traffic offenses related to the crash. The incident occurred around 2 a.m. on November 5th, 2020, when he ran a red light at Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Washington Boulevard. His 2020 Lamborghini Urus collided with a 2004 Toyota Solara before crashing into a 7-Eleven fence.
Said that I shouldn't have. She wanted me to be in an apartment, a one-bed apartment.
Judge Handy initially sentenced Gervonta Davis to 90 days of home detention and 3 years of probation, citing his repeated disregard for the law. He was supposed to serve his sentence at the home of his longtime coach, Calvin Ford. However, Handy later revoked his home detention after discovering that Davis had been staying at a Four Seasons hotel and a $3.4 million penthouse condo in Locust Point instead. In a now-deleted Instagram Live, Davis criticized Handy, calling her crazy and claiming, "She locked me up because basically I bought a property."
You know what I mean? And I couldn't even, you know what I mean, take that, you know what I mean? She wanted me to stay in a one-bed apartment because I had my kids and nothing to come visit me, and things like that. I just want to spread light on this situation because
Davis ended up spending more than 6 weeks in jail. During Wednesday's hearing, both of his probation agents recommended additional jail time. Maryland probation agent Kia Yancey noted that she often had to reach out to Davis's team or attorney just to contact him. Frustrated, Judge Handy stated, "He's a grown man. I don't understand." Assistant State's Attorney David Owens, head of the misdemeanor jury trial unit, said he discussed the case with Baltimore State's Attorney Ivan Bates and suggested a $5,000 fine.
Court finds probable cause.
And Your Honor, we agreed to a $1,000 bond, no victim contact, if that's acceptable to the court.
Okay.
Judge Handy questioned Assistant State's Attorney David Owens about why he had spoken to State's Attorney Ivan Bates regarding the case. Owens explained that Bates had assigned him to it and confirmed that he was now requesting a $25,000 fine. Davis's attorney, Hunter Pruitt, urged the judge not to impose jail time, arguing that his client had fulfilled all special probation requirements and had contributed to the community in various ways.
No bond, no contact. Have a good day.
Happy holidays, Judge. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Pruitt acknowledged that Davis made a poor decision, but insisted it wasn't meant to be illegal, explaining that he had been focused on training. Davis apologized for his actions, repeating that he had been training, but Judge Handy pushed back, pointing out that his Maryland probation agent caught him at a restaurant with a group of people. "You weren't training," she said. "You were out celebrating." Davis clarified that he had been training in Washington, D.C., but went to Baltimore for dinner. After 2 private discussions at the bench, Handy delivered her final sentence.
I want to do the clone shit heavy. Niggas dick eaters. And I'm selling all my shit too. But
Judge Handy stated that the only reason she would want to see Davis back in her courtroom is if he decides to go to law school and become an attorney. Meanwhile, Davis's habit of starting fights slowly nearly cost him on Saturday night. His WBA lightweight title defense against Lamont Roach Jr. ended in a majority draw, shocking the sold-out crowd of 19,250 at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. While Davis retained his belt, it was a fight he would likely rather forget. Two judges scored the fight 114-114, while the third had it 115-113 in Davis's favor. ESPN also scored it a draw at 114-114. Lamont is a great fighter, Davis said after the bout. Like I said before, he's got skills, he's got power. It was a lesson. Hopefully we can run it back. One of the most bizarre moments of the fight came in the 9th round when Davis unexpectedly took a knee after a jab from Roach. However, referee Steve Wills did not rule it a knockdown. Davis later explained that grease from his hair got into his eye, causing him to drop down. While the fight continued without any deductions, a scored knockdown could have tipped the outcome in Roach's favor.
On live, but you know, I went back and I watched it, and shit, Tank lost that fight, period. And that's even without the knockdown, he lost.
If the knockdown had been counted, Roach could have won the 9th round with a 10-8 score. Instead, two judges scored it 10-9 in Davis's favor. I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and they put grease in it, Davis explained. When I was sweating, it got in my eyes and burned. Roach didn't dispute Davis's explanation, but insisted that the rules should have been followed. If you take a knee and the ref starts counting, it should be a knockdown. Roach said, if that's a knockdown, I win the fight. But I'm not relying on that. I thought I did enough to get the win.
The fight. Yeah, just didn't do enough work. Didn't do enough work. I thought that Roach's game plan was man.
Davis entered the fight as the heavy favorite, with many expecting him to secure his 29th career knockout by stopping Roach, who was making his lightweight debut. Backed by a pro-Davis crowd, Tank was expected to deliver another highlight reel finish, but Roach had other plans. Instead of crumbling under Davis's power, Roach absorbed the shots and fired back, surprising both Davis and the crowd. Known for his patient approach, Davis started slow, waiting for Roach to make a mistake he could exploit. However, Roach held his ground and made the fight far more competitive than expected. Roach didn't give Davis the openings he was looking for, staying disciplined and keeping up the pressure. Early in the fight, Davis smiled and exchanged words with Roach, but as the rounds went on, he had to buckle down, realizing his opponent wasn't going to fold under the spotlight. Roach.
Lamont definitely won. All right, G. I feel like Lamont Roach won. I definitely feel like Lamont Roach won. But a draw, like, it is what it is type shit, you know? I ain't hating on this.
After turning pro, their careers took different paths. Davis became one of boxing's biggest stars, while Roach built a solid reputation but fell short in his only other title shot, a loss to Jamel Herring for the WBO super featherweight belt in 2019. Davis cemented his superstar status with a knockout win over Ryan Garcia in 2023, declaring himself the face of boxing. But against Roach, he nearly let that title slip away with a lackluster performance. Their past encounters may have given Davis a false sense of security, but Roach came fully prepared for everything, especially Tank's famous knockout power. By the middle rounds, Davis's grin faded as he realized the knockout wouldn't come easily. He started letting his hands go to create openings, but Roach held firm, responding with sharp counters and combinations. Davis focused almost entirely on body shots, banging away as Roach stayed aggressive, pressing forward undeterred. Whenever Davis's attack slowed, Roach would slip in counters. In the 8th round, he stunned Davis with a crisp right hand. Though Davis was never in serious trouble, the counter made it clear he couldn't afford to fight recklessly. I felt like I was breaking him down as the rounds went on, but he kept coming, so I didn't want to make any mistakes, Davis admitted. I kept it cautious. Realizing the fight might be slipping away, the 30-year-old Davis pressed the action in the championship rounds. Though he landed some big power shots, he never truly hurt Roach. However, his increased activity was enough to secure the final 2 rounds on all 3 judges' scorecards. Salvaging a draw and retaining his title, Davis landed 103 of 279 punches in what was a measured performance, while Roach was the busier fighter, connecting on 112 of 400 punches.
It was a great event. Great event. It was a great fight. They put in a fantastic performance. Both of them did, for real. Both of them really did put in a fantastic performance. It was a great fight, you know? All that good stuff. All that good stuff. You know, it was a draw. At the end of the day, people are unsatisfied. You know, I feel like, you know, I always keep it a buck.
I'm just a little disappointed in the decision, Roach said. I thought I pulled it out, but that's what 2 skilled fighters do. I definitely thought I won, but we could run it back. Even though I didn't get the official win tonight, I thought I did, but it's a win for me in my book. We are not satisfied with that. We need a real W. That's all for now. For the very best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and action, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our quality content. Until next time, peace out.